Hey everyone, it's me, DeathSavior. I just wanted to add this at the beginning because I noticed I kind of freaking forgot to move my mic forward, so the beginning of this, the audio is not going to be as great. You guys might have trouble hearing it, and I do apologize. Again, simple mistakes, things I'm trying to get used to doing. I know I'm not new, but I'm new enough. It's things that I just don't know why I made the mistake. I usually move. That's the first thing I do is I move my microphone closer to me. For some reason this time I didn't. I do move it like throughout the video. I notice and I move it closer. I think I even mentioned it, but I wanted to say this so you guys ahead of time so you guys know. I do apologize. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Hello everybody, I am DeathSavior, and welcome my Hellions back to the Haven. Today we're going to do a little bit of a personality test. It's called Jung Typology Test. It's free. It's based on Carl Jung and Isabella Briggs Myers personality type theory. So we're going to try this out and see what we get here. Alright, getting started. Let me take a drink here. Alright. Instructions. When responding to the statement, please choose the response you agree with most. If you are not sure of the answer, make your choice based on your most typical response or feeling given to the situation. To get a reliable results, please respond to all questions. When you are done with answering, press the score button at the bottom of the screen. 1. Are you almost never late for your appointments? No, I'm always early. I make sure I leave with plenty of time. I make sure that I'm early for everything. Wait, are you almost never late? Yeah, okay, never mind. So yes, I've never been late. Okay, I misread that. My bad. You like to engage in an activity and fast-paced job. Yeah, I do. I don't like get jobs where you're just not doing anything. You're sitting there waiting for calls, like office jobs, things like that. I need things where I'm constantly doing stuff, things that like this, like where I'm constantly talking, doing something, things of that nature. So yeah, I can see that being true. Yeah, okay, you enjoy having a wide circle of acquaintances. No. I mean, I don't have very. I mean, in my life here where I live, I don't have very many friends and things here. I have family, and that's really it. I mean, most of my friends are online or things like that. So, for me, no, I don't enjoy. I don't really. No, I'm gonna go with uncertain because I'm not really against it, but I don't really care for it. So, it wouldn't matter to me, I guess. I don't mind being in a big group of people or with a circle of people or whatever. But I don't myself. I don't have one, but it wouldn't be a. So I'm gonna put uncertain. Nah, we'll just put the small no. You feel involved when watching TV soaps. I don't really watch any TV soaps except for professional wrestling. I guess you could consider that, but no, I don't really get involved in things like that. You are usually the first to react to a sudden event, the telephone ringing, or an unexpected question. Yeah, I'd have to say that's me. I'm usually I'll do it to my wife a lot. If somebody asks her a question, and I get impatient and I answer before she gets a chance. So, and she yells at me a lot about it. So, yeah, we'll go with that. You feel that the world is founded on compassion. Honestly, I wish that was true. I really do, but through the years, compassion in the world has kind of died. So, no, I'll put that. I mean, there are people who are compassionate, but very, very rare to find, it seems like, anymore. It seems like nobody cares about each other, and it's really sad. 7. You think that everything in the world is relative. I don't really don't know how to. I mean, everything in the world isn't relative. There are things to me that are relative to me that aren't relative to somebody else. There's things. So I mean, no. All right, strict observance of established rules is likely to prevent attaining a good outcome. No, that's not. It's not going to prevent. No. I've worked in the coal mines. I've worked in places where you have to follow very strict rules and things like that, and it's never, ever hindered me from getting a good outcome with my work and things like that. 9. It is difficult to get you excited. No, I'm pretty excitable. I get pretty happy pretty easily. I mean, I'm not one who expects much out of things, so when I get things that more than what I expected, I mean, it's easy to make me happy. 10. When making a decision, you rely more on your feelings than on analysis of the situation. That usually my feelings about a situation are actually usually pretty good. So I don't know if that's me relying on my feelings or analyzing, because I do like to step back, look at a situation and break it down. So, but then I also factor in my feelings towards it. If I feel that this should be this should be that. Fudge. No, I'm gonna put the small no. You often think about humankind and its destiny. No, not really at all. I mean, I look at what's going on in society and things like that, and yeah, I hate what I see about everything that's going on and the way people are treated and things like that. But I don't often think about it. Like, I don't dwell on it all the time and things like that. 12. You believe the best decision is one which can be easily changed. No, not at all. Usually the best decision to me is the decision that you know is there. You can't change it to make suit somebody else. It's what needs to be done. So that decision to be changed easily tells me that it wasn't very well thought through with the decision. So no. Sorry, my throat's still kind of sore and like I'm still getting over being sick. So sorry for drinking and stuff, but with me talking a lot, it's making my throat dryish and like hurting. You often ponder the root cause of the phenomena and things. No. 14. You prefer to act immediately rather than speculate about various options. No, I'm more of a person who will sit there and look at what's in the options, things like that. It takes me time. It's not something I just immediately, yeah, okay, this. Me, myself, a lot of things, if you're getting options, you really need to think about what the options are and things of that nature. You trust reason rather than feeling. Probably, kinda, yeah. I mean, that falls back on the last question where they asked about, you're rely more on your feelings or than making a decision, relying on your feelings than in a situation. So, no, I mean, I trust reason more than my feelings. Yeah, I may feel a certain way, but honestly, the right thing is going to be the more reasonable thing. So I'm not going to argue that. You're inclined to rely more on improvisation than on prior planning. No, because I plan out a good bit of stuff if I'm planning on doing something. If it comes down to it and I need to improvise, yes, I can. But I usually try to make things planned out more and things like that. Man, I just realized I have a bad habit of looking here and not at you guys. I'm sorry. It's not something. I don't know. I feel weird, like I'm staring into your soul. So, and I just noticed I'm also not wearing a hat today. Look at it. Do it. All right. You spend your leisure time actively socializing with a group of people, attending parties or shopping, etc. Nah, I spend my time playing video games, maybe talking to people online, but I'm just gonna put a small no. Excuse me, by the way. You usually plan your actions in advance. Yeah, I try to. So I'm gonna put a small yes. Your actions are frequently influenced by your emotions. I'm going to put yes because, I mean, no matter what, your actions are influenced by some kind of emotion. I try not to let mine be completely by the emotions and everything. So I try not to let my emotions run everything. And I just realized, hopefully you guys are hearing me very good, because I just realized my mic wasn't close enough to me. So I may need to turn up the sound a little bit. You are a person somewhat reserved and distant in communication. No, not really. I mean, I can be reserved, but I'm pretty outspoken about things, and I don't have a problem speaking my mind in communication with people. You know how to put every minute of your time to good purpose. Yeah, I'm gonna put yeah, because I mean it's one of them ones that's like back and forth, because I'm not really uncertain, because there is certain things I do know how to, and then I mean it's a flip flop kind of thing. But more than not, I usually am pretty good at putting every minute of my time to some good purpose. 22. You often complete the complexity of life, or contemplate the complexity of life. No, I'm pretty easygoing, things like that. I mean, you're gonna run into obstacles in your life. You got to learn how to overcome them yourself. I mean, there's not much people you can ask people for their opinions and things like that to help you through things. But when it comes down to it, it's yourself that's gonna make those decisions and get past those obstacles. But when it comes to actually sitting there contemplating, oh no. After prolonged socializing, you feel you need to get away and be alone. No, not really at all. I mean, there's sometimes, depends on what's going on with the socializing. I mean, if you're getting into like a stressful, dramatized situation, yeah, you might want to step away and be by yourself for a little bit to get your thoughts together, your emotions under control, things like that. You often do jobs in a hurry. I try not to. I'm going to put the no, like the small no. I mean, there's been times I've had to, but I try not to do things in a hurry. Because when you do things in a hurry, things are sloppy, they don't get done right, things of that nature. Alright. 25. You easily see general principle behind specific occurrences. I mean, that's kind of a broad question to me, because, I mean, it depends on the specific occurrence and things like that. I'm going to say yes. I mean, I'm big on trying to keep things in principle, things like that. I'm to a point. So yeah, we're going to go with that. 26. You frequently and easily express your feelings and emotions. Yeah, I can. I mean, I'm pretty outspoken about my feelings and things. I'm not one to hold back on, or as people put it, sugarcoat things. Or as my wife liked to say, I like to rip band-aids. Alright, 27. You find it difficult to speak loudly. No! No! I'm always told I'm talking too loud. 28. You get bored if you have to read theoretical books. Yeah, I'm not very big in reading. I can read from time to time, but theoretical stuff and things like that, it's just not my thing. I just have a hard time focusing on reading and things like that. 29. You tend to sympathize with other people. Yeah. I sympathize a lot with a lot of people. And I mean, I don't know. I know it's weird, but I have this tendency, like I've noticed, where I can talk to somebody for very certain amount of time just talking, and I kind of get a feel for them and who they are, and like I've actually told people like issues that they were having in their life without them telling me. So I'm pretty sure I can sympathize pretty good with people. You value justice higher than mercy. Yeah, because I mean, justice needs to be upheld. I mean, yeah, at times there are things you need to give mercy to, but justice needs to rule over that mercy. So yeah, I value justice. As long as it's real justice and not make believe stuff. How many is there? Holy frig! All right, so we're about halfway through. All right, 31. You rapidly get involved in the social life of a new workplace. Yeah, I mean, I can adapt to situations pretty easy and talk to people pretty easily. So yeah, but I mean, I'm more of a quiet kind of person when I first start working in places. So usually somebody has to speak to me first. But I don't have a problem talking once. But it's just I'm a quietish kind of person when I first get around new people. The more people you speak to, the better you feel. I mean, yeah, I guess. I mean, it depends on the situation and stuff. I feel fine talking in big groups and things like that. But for me to like stand up and read from something in front of people, that's a different story. I get nervous and I have a lot of trouble. I lose my place a lot and stuff like that. But if I'm just talking, out open, answering questions somebody might ask from things from my head and stuff, no problem at all. You tend to rely on your experience rather than on theoretical alternatives. I mean, your experience is what you're going to learn from. It's what you yourself are going to get your things from. What somebody can tell you might be different than what you've felt yourself. So, yeah, I mean, in a way, I'd probably go with my experiences over what somebody's trying to tell me. As a rule, you proceed only when you have to have a clear and detailed plan. Nah, I mean, I'd like to, but I'm going to put the small yes because there's a lot of times I have no choice and I will do things without a detailed plan and things like that. So, but in most cases, I try to make sure everything's planned out. Most of my recordings are nowhere near planned out. They're sporadic. It's whatever comes to mind. You easily empathize with the concerns of other people. Yeah, I'm going to go with the big yes on that one, like I said earlier. You often prefer to read books than go to a party. No, but I really don't go to parties either. So I'm going to go with the small no, because, I mean, parties are nice, but I don't really go to that many parties. Alright, 37. When a group of people, you enjoy being directly involved, or when with a group of people, you enjoy being directly involved and being at the center of attention. No, I mean, I don't have an issue with it, but I'm not one to try to be the center of attention. So, no. You are more inclined to experiment than to follow familiar approaches. Yeah, I mean, there are some things that I would experiment with before going with, like, if I was, like, had an idea, okay, well, I've done this before, but I have this idea that might make it a lot easier. Let's see if we can get this to work. And if it does, great. If it don't, then we fall back to what I know, how it worked, what did work. 39. You are strongly touched by the stories about people's troubles. Yes and no. I'm going to go with this one uncertain because, I mean, I can be, but there's a lot of times it depends on, like, who the person is, how much you've heard, like, their troubles. Like, if they're constantly putting themselves into trouble, you get tired of it. Deadlines seem to you to be a relative rather than absolute importance. Um, yeah, I mean they are. I mean, if you have a deadline, it's got to be done by that point. You got to focus on what you need to get done within that time. I mean, either way, I mean it's relative. But it's also an importance. So, I mean, yeah. 41. You prefer to isolate yourself from the outside noises. No. I mean, I like being in a quiet area, but it doesn't bother me being around noises. For you, it is easier to gain knowledge through hands-on experience than from books and manuals. Yes. Absolutely yes. If I do things hands-on, I learn so much better than sitting there reading from a book or something. Having my hands actually in on there doing something makes me learn things so much easier. You think that almost everything can be analyzed. No, not really. I mean, you have things that can be analyzed, things that can't. There's just sometimes there's need to analyze your situations and things, and there's things there's no need for it. For you, no surprise is better than surprises. Oh, no surprises is better than surprises. Bad or good ones. I do enjoy surprises, but it wouldn't bother me not to have surprises, so I'm going to go with a small yes. You take pleasure in putting things in order. No, I'm pretty unorganized. I mean, I like to plan things out, but I never have things in order when it comes to. I have the plan of it, and I'm terrible at getting things put in order. I'm working on it, but it's not very good. You feel at ease in a crowd. Yeah, I'm pretty at ease when I'm around a lot of people. It doesn't bother me. Um, you have good control over your desires and temptations. Yeah, we'll go with the smaller one because I mean there are some desires you can't control and things like that. So, but yeah, I mean for the most part, I think I do. 48. You easily understand new theoretical principles. Let me go with the little no because some things can be confusing. You usually place yourself nearer to the side than the center of the room. Yeah, I'm not one to sit in the center. I'm more of a person who likes to be off to the side and things like that. Like I said, I'm not one for center of attention. When solving a problem, you would rather follow a familiar approach than seek a new one. Yes, because this also falls back to, like I said, I like to try to find new ways of doing things. So, I mean, it all depends on I think that that's the easiest way or not to approach it. If I would go the familiar way or try a new way. A thirst for adventure is something close to your heart. Yeah, I mean, I like adventures. I mean, I like going out whenever I can in the summer and do hiking and stuff through the woods and things like that. So I do enjoy adventures and stuff. When considering a situation, you pay more attention to the current situation or less to the possible sequence of events. Okay, let me reread this. Okay, when considering the situation, you pay more attention to the current situation. Probably more to the current situation. I'm going to go with a small yes on that one. 53. When solving a problem, you consider the rational approach to be the best. Well, yeah, the rational approach, it will always be the best. It's rational. It's the right track of mind to me. You find it difficult to talk about your feelings. Nope. I have no problem talking about how I feel about things. At all. 55. Your decisions are based more on the feeling of a moment than the thorough planning. No. I'm more based. No, I'll go with the small one because if I have to improvise, that's fine. But my decisions are based off more often. Wait, are based more on or based more on planning than just a feeling. If I have to, if it's like on the spot, then yeah, that's different. But I'd rather have my decisions planned out, because if you're not planning your decisions out, God knows mistakes you could be making. You prefer to spend your leisure time alone or relaxing in a tranquil atmosphere? No, I mean, I don't mind having people around, but I don't mind having. I like to relax and not have a bunch of people bombarding me with stuff. But I don't mind people being there. 57. You feel more comfortable sticking to conventional ways. No, not really. I mean, I don't have a problem with like changing my situation or changes and stuff like that. I really don't. So I mean, it doesn't bother me. I need a drink real quick. 58. You're easily affected by strong emotions. Yeah, I have to say I can be pretty emotional at times. So yeah. You are always looking for opportunities. Well, I would hope everybody's looking for opportunities to get to better their life and things like that. So yeah, I'm always looking for opportunities to step up and do things and things of that nature. 60. As a rule, current preoccupations worry you more than your future plans. No, not really. I mean, I'm constantly thinking of things like with my YouTube and everything. I need to plan for the future. How am I going to make people get more involved? How am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? Things of that nature. So, I mean, no, not really about the current ones. 61. It is easy for you to communicate in social situations. Yes. I have no problem communicating in social situations at all. I'm usually pretty level-headed when it comes to a lot of this stuff. Even whenever it comes to, like, big, like, issues and things like that, I can usually keep a pretty level head. 62. You rarely deviate from your habits. No, I mean, I've had no problems deviating from them. I do it all the time. So I wouldn't say, but I mean, I like to have certain habits I like to try to keep, but I have no problem if I have to deviate from them. 63. You willingly involve yourself in matters which engage your sympathies. No, not really. I mean, I don't willingly involve myself in stuff like that, but if it comes down to it and I need to be involved in it, I don't have an issue with it. And the final and last question, number 64. You easily perceive various ways in which events could develop. I try to do that, but I wouldn't say I'm very good at it. I'm not going to say I do it easily, but I'll sit there and try to think, okay, well, this could work out this way, or this could develop it. So, nah, I mean, I don't easily do it, but I do, in a way, kind of try to. So, let's see what our final score is. ESTJ. Extrovert, sensing, thinking, judging. You have moderate preferences of extroversion over the introversion. You have the slightest preference of sensing over intuition. You have marginal or no preference of thinking over feeling. You have moderate preference of judging over perceiving. Really? I wouldn't have thought judging. Okay. Let's see what the description is. Open a new tab. Alright. Okay, every right-minded man has a philosophy of life. Whether he knows it or not, hidden away in his mind are certain governing principles. Whether he formulates them in words or not, which governs his life. Surely ideal, uh, ideal ought to be to contribute to all he can, however little it may be, whether of money or service to human progress. John D. Rockefeller. Yay! All right. ESTJs thrive on order and continuity. Being extroverted, their focus involves organization of people, which translates into supervision. While ENTJs enjoy organizing and mobilizing people according to their own theories and tactically based agendas, ESTJs are content to enforce the rules, often dictated by tradition or handed down from higher authority. ESTJs are joiners. They seek out like-minded companions in clubs, civic groups, churches, and other service organizations. They need for belongings is woven into their fibers of SJs. The family, likewise, in center of focus for ESTJs, and attendance at which events as weddings, funerals, and family reunions is obligatory. Obligatory. Yeah, obligatory, obligated. Yeah. Okay, I get it. I can't speak. Leave me alone. Traditions is important to the ESTJ holidays. Birthdays and other annual celebrations are remembered and observed often religiously by this type. The ESTJs is inclined to seek out his roots, to trace the family heritage back, to honor ancestors both for a sense of family respectability and a sense of security and belonging. Yeah, that does kind of be how I am. Service. The tangible expressions of responsibility is another key focus for ESTJs. They love to provide and to receive good service. Oh yeah. The ESTJ merchant who provides dependable service has done much to enhance his or her self-image. Yay! ESTJs have an acute sense of orthodoxy. Much of their evaluation of persons and activities reflect their strong sense of what is normal and what isn't. ESTJ's humor is frequently centered around something or someone being a center of behaving abnormally. Yeah, I guess that's kind of something to me. I can see that with me. So, okay, some men can make a decision and some cannot. Some men fret and delay under criticism. I used to have a saying that implies here, and I note that some people have picked it up. Harry S. Truman, Mr. Citizen. If you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. ESTJ is outspoken, a person of principle, which readily express. The ESTJs is not afraid to stand up for what he or she believes in or believes is right, even in the face of overwhelming odds. ESTJs are able to make the tough calls. Occupations attracting ESTJs including teaching, coaching, banking, political office, and management of all levels. Okay. Because you appear to have marginal or no 1% thinking or overfeeling, characteristics of more than one personality type may apply to you. Functional analysis. Okay. Extroverted thinking. ESTJs are very good at making impersonal decisions quickly and standing by those decisions. They live in their extroverted thinking functionings. Thus, their prime directive is that in discovering that which is true and logical in events in the world. Circumstances calling for products invite ESTJs to supervise or direct other individuals toward production and productivity. Extroverts are attracted to the object, the external things and people in observable reality. This is bent translates into natural interest in good and material objects. Introverted sensing. The secondary introverted sensing is like that of the ISTJ, but not as strong. The C provides practical form and concept data to the TE head. However, form is not the overriding principle, especially if thinking has already decided. In times of need, ESTJs are tempted to overlook even necessary information if its absence impedes closure. Secondary sensing sometimes translates into interest in sports. The persistence of primary thinking gives many ESTJs a desire for discipline and regiment, which can be beneficial in skill development and in the area. See, like I said, if I'm reading this, I kind of... Okay, extroverted intuition. As the ESTJs mature as situations arise which call for suspension of criticism, extroverted intuition is allowed to play. Under the leadership of the TE function, intuition gravitates towards the discovery of broad categories which at worst amounts to stereotypes. Those ESTJs who hone their any ability may find success in academia. I've encountered ESTJs whose any overshadowed the auxiliary SI function for whatever reason, to the extent that there is an appearance of anti-radical geekism. Introverted feelings. This function may rarely be expressed. ESTJs who have cultivated or have been blessed with a natural indirect expression of goodwill by inference, I think that's how it's pronounced, have good prospect in developing genuine friendships, as opposed to ESTJs who merely act out of behavior of extroverted feelings. Such a weak introverted function is best observed in facial expressions, eye contact, body language, verbally only by implication. Yay! So that's what I am. I don't know if I should feel good about myself or bad about myself. I mean, I'm a leader, apparently. Who would have known? But I'm also a dick, apparently, so it's all good. Anyhow, I want to thank everybody for watching this video. Stay safe in the Haven, and I will see you guys in the next video.
DeathSavior.